to strive in whatever I do with excellence. So whatever things that I'm doing in my life doesn't mean to be work or home, or as long as it's something that I have to do, I have to give it my 101% best. Honestly speaking, I really don't think a lot about what it means to be a Malay. Basically, I just feel that Malay is a race, and I didn't have a choice of what race I want to be born into. So to me, being a Malay is something natural that Allah has given me to be born in that particular race. But what personally I feel is that when it comes to in the field that I'm in, I would be very much happy to represent our Malay community, to be one of the Malay scientists in Singapore. Basically, my motto in life is very simple. It's just to strive in whatever I do with excellence. So whatever things that I'm doing in my life doesn't mean to be work or home, or as long as it's something that I have to do, I have to give it my 101% best. I grew up in a family, a very small family. My parents were very focused in education, and growing up, my parents always encouraged me to actually look into the natural world around me. So I do a lot of visits to Mandai Zoo, Jurong Bird Park, and it's just not visits, but basically after the visit, my parents actually do small little projects with me. In terms of what I actually see over there when I go visiting, the types of plants, the type of fruits. If we go to Botanic Gardens, if it's Jurong Bird Park, we learn about the different kinds of birds. So we actually do projects together at home. So these are some of the reasons as to why I started liking science. And of course, I went into schooling, our education system. I really enjoy science, so I was taking all the hardcore sciences, triple science, and I knew that I wanted to be a scientist when I was 13 years old. So I just worked towards that, and then after that I went into NUS and did my basic degree in applied biotechnology. And then after that I went into biomedical science for my PhD, also in NUS. And then I was basically doing a lot of research in stem cells and biomaterials, and also understanding our blood system, how our natural blood system happens, and also what happens when we face certain kind of diseases in our body, how our blood system is affected. So my research was always focused on that, especially in the field of heart attack. And then I went to the US to continue my training before I came back to NUS to work as an assistant professor here. One of the unique things about the Malay community is our humbleness. I guess that is something which the Malay community should really be proud of, and also our etiquette of dealing with others. That is something that I really look up in our society, basically. When you say you are successful in something, it's always not just because of you. Your you part is only because you are passionate about it, you are very focused about it, and also once you find your passion in something, you are very self-motivated to do that. So I think from my side, it's just that effort that I put in. But I think what makes me successful is that there's all these other things that Allah has planned it out for me. The opportunities, the networking, these were actually beyond, not everything is under my control. And also, of course, the community support that I receive, all the fundings, the grants that I get, and scholarships and fellowships from the universities. And also, at the end of it all, my parents' dua. I think all of these actually are specific components in determining my success. Okay, I'm very surprised to be nominated because I think there's other Malay scientists in Singapore that also deserve to be nominated. This award would specifically be dedicated to just my parents and also my husband, who have been there to support me all this while. I would say the first thing is find your passion. You have to know what your passion is in this life. Okay, so that is something that you have to discover yourself. And then also at the same time, once you find that passion, you have to be very persevering in going into that field that you're in. Okay, that is all things in this world, you won't get it unless you put in hard work. Okay, and of course at the end of it all, once you put all your hard work, at the end of it, you have to dua and ask Allah for guidance and help to make you go through that journey. Well, this one a bit. As I mentioned before, I think if you want to be the best in the things that you do, once you know what you really want to do, the next step would be to change your mindset that from can I do it into yes, I can do it if I try. Okay, so that mindset is very important. Don't be easily influenced by society expectations, or if you tell yourself that you can do it, means you can do it. It doesn't matter, people will say, oh, you are like this, like this, like this. Are you sure you can do it? If people try to question you and try to make you become doubtful of your capabilities, then just ignore those things. And of course, at the same time, the key is that you should build a spirit in yourself that is not easily dampened. So you are not easily affected by what people say, by what society's expectation is. That spirit will always still be there inside you, that you're determined to achieve what you have decided to do. I think first of all is actually to keep up the community spirit that our Malay community already has. That is very important. Secondly is, I think it's very critical for us, the Malay community, to continue preserving our culture, especially for the next generation to come. We do not want our Malay culture be eroded by the Western cultures or other different kind of cultures that our next generation would not be able to understand and appreciate their own culture. Thirdly would be, if the Malay community could continue to be supportive of the individuals, or I would say the Malay individuals that are successful in what they are doing. So try to be as supportive as you can towards their achievement, so that you would so that they will be able to come back and contribute into the Malay community back in a positive way.